Here is the iconic Dunoon Pier. It was a beautiful, beautiful Victorian structure, and they're planning to rehabilitate it, but I don't know when that's going to happen. The pier, of course, is in the waterfront of Dunoon. Dunoon is a town where I was raised from the age of 10. And Dunoon, the town itself, has a population of 10,000 people, approximately. To the left of the picture, you see the tower of the High Kirk of Dunoon, which is the old parish church of Dunoon, which has quite a history with our family. My Aunt Rose and Uncle Jimmy were married there many, many moons ago. John and I were married there. My brother and his second wife had their wedding dedicated there. Kirsten, our daughter, was baptized there. My mother was a member of that church and an elder for many, many years. And right in the middle of the picture, you see the Argyle Hotel, which has been in that position for as long as I can remember, and it's also kind of like an iconic part of Dunoon, where people go for either for an afternoon coffee or for dinners or have events there. So the Argyle Hotel is again a feature of Dunoon. It's right in the middle of the picture, the older building you can see. To the modern picture, you can see to the left of the hotel is the Queen's Hall, which has been refurbished and now contains the library, computer that people can use. It has a gymnasium and all kinds of modern things that the townspeople can make use of. The paddle steamer Waverly is loaded with passengers, which she picked up when she left her dock in Glasgow. She is now traversing the Clyde, heading toward Dunoon, where she will unload some passengers and pick up some more, including ourselves. We were waiting at Dunoon Pier for the Waverly to approach. Something about the Waverly which makes her particularly unique is the fact that her engines are still run by huge, huge pistons. The steam turns the pistons, and the pistons in turn turn the paddles. This is unique, as she is the only one of her kind left like this in the world. When you see these other, quotes, paddle steamers with rear paddles, they are not in fact run as they were originally. They're all what you might call fake. We are looking now at the real thing. The PS Waverly, heading towards Dunoon. Here is the Waverly arriving at Dunoon Pier. Catherine is waiting in the queue, or the line as we call it here, and that's my head sticking out. Here we are boarding the Waverly. We found a seat on deck, and Catherine is studying a map of the shoreline, and we're ready to set off. Ahead of us, we can see Towered Lighthouse, and the Waverly will make a right turn into the Kyles of Bute. This is a picture of the Kyles of Bute, taken from a scenic lookout. Kyles means water channel and refers to the water round the island of Bute, which is to your right. Okay, the Waverly is cruising along the Kyles of Bute, near the village of Cullentrive. You can take a ferry from Cullentrive across to the Isle of Bute on the other side. It's a very short, few minutes ferry ride that John and I have done often. We are still on the Kyles of Bute. The Waverly stopped at the village of Tinnabruig for 90 minutes. John and Catherine are very familiar with Tinnabruig because Catherine's grandparents used to live 2 miles away, and her uncle Donald used to live 6 miles away, so we're very, very familiar with that area. So we walked into the town and stopped at a nice cafe where we had coffee and a scone. And then we walked back to the Waverly just in time to catch the Waverly, which headed back to Dunoon.